Welcome to class 10 students. Today I am going to start a new chapter with you all, which is nervous system. This is part of chapter 1. The chapter 1 is quite huge and it will be done partially by me and partially by Nivedita ma'am. Okay, so she will be doing the first part and I will be starting from the nervous system part of this chapter. And to give an introduction of this chapter, you all know that you all have learned about nervous system previously, right? In class 7 you have learned what is nervous system, what are neurons, and the structure of neuron and all that, the functions also. So you have the basic idea. You're going to learn about these things more in details. Okay, so let's start the chapter. There are frequent changes in the external surroundings and internal environment of our body. A system is required that will be informed and aware of all those changes. The system controls various functions, regulates different activities, and coordinates all systems of the body. So two such systems are present in our body to coordinate and control all the functions and activities that are taking place in our body. Okay, what are they? The first one is the endocrine system, which consists of the hormones, and the second one is the nervous system, which controls of all the neurons, nerves, brain, spinal cord, etc. Okay, so this chapter is completely about the nervous system. You will learn about endocrine system in the other chapter. Okay, so let's start. First, you will find some terms which I will have to discuss with you. The first term here is stimulus. Okay, so what is stimulus? You know this from your class 7 chapter. Any physicochemical change in the external or internal environment of an animal that can generate an impulse in the nerve is known as stimulus. So any change in the external or internal environment of an organism which will cause a change within the organism's body is known as stimulus. Okay, now this stimulus can be of two types: external stimulus and internal stimulus. External stimulus are those changes in the external environment of an organism, like examples are given here: heat, light, sound, etc. And the internal stimulus can be pain, pressure, hunger, fear, anxiety, etc. Okay, so we are done with stimulus and its types. Next we come to receptor. An organ or part of the body that can receive a stimulus is called receptor. Okay, suppose here is an example is given here: watching of cricket ball by the batsman. So when the batsman is ready to bat the ball thrown by the bowler, the batsman is doing what? He is looking at the ball to get ready to bat it, right? To hit it with the bat. In this case, the stimulus is the ball, and the receptor which is receiving the stimulus are the eyes of the batsman, who is looking at the ball and thus getting ready and making the strategy how to hit the ball. Okay, so in this case the receptor are the eyes, and so we can describe receptor as any organ or part of the body that can receive a stimulus, and then after receiving the stimulus the organism can act upon that stimulus accordingly, is known as receptor. Okay, now there are many receptors in our body. We are going to learn about the main receptors first. So eye is the receptor which is known as photoreceptor. Okay, it receives light, meaning photo, so it is known as photoreceptor. Ear is the phonoreceptor. These are the sense organs in our body, right? So ear is the phonoreceptor, nose is the olfactoreceptor, while tongue is the gustatoreceptor, and touch is known as the tangoreceptor. These are the main sense organs in our body, and accordingly the name of the receptors are given. Okay, next, coming to the third term, which is effector. Effector. Now from the name only you can understand the word effect is there. Effect means what is the result, effect of something. Okay, a muscle or gland or an organ which is capable of responding to a stimulus. The stimulus is received by the receptor. Now the receptor will take the impulse, means stimulus will be taken to the brain or the spinal cord in the form of an impulse. Now brain or spinal cord will give a response which will again be taken back to the effector, which will give out the response. Okay, so that can be any muscle or gland or an organ. Effector brings about response. So think of that example that I talked about previously. The batsman is looking at the ball that is thrown by the bowler and is getting himself ready to hit the ball. Okay, now in this case the stimulus is the ball, the eyes of the batsman are the receptor, and then he will hit the ball as the ball comes near him. So that is the response given out by the batsman. Okay, you will find the same example here. The batsman watches the ball with the eye, which is the receptor, and plays the ball with the bat holding in hand, which is the effector. The hand here is the effector. Okay, and playing the ball with the bat is the response. Clear? Now you have the pathway. The pathway is given here. The pathway of flow of impulse, it is very, very important. Okay, so it includes all these things only, starting with stimulus. It reaches the receptor, then the receptor, from the receptor, it is any organ of the body, from the receptor the impulse is taken to the brain or the spinal cord through the afferent or the sensory neuron. Then from the brain or spinal cord any response is given out, which is taken back to the effector through the efferent or motor nerves, and then the response is given out. Okay, so this is the pathway of flow of impulse. It is given here, very important for 2 marks question. Okay, so keeping it till here in this video, I hope you have understood till here. Okay, thank you.